My name is Emily, and for most of my adult life, I believed in the magic of love, the kind of love that makes you feel safe, seen, and whole. When I met Aaron, I thought I had finally found that. He was gentle, charming, and he made me laugh in ways no one ever had. We met at a charity event. I was volunteering at the reception desk, and he came in late, drenched from the rain, smiling as he handed me his ticket. "Looks like I made it just in time," he said, brushing water from his hair. That simple moment, his voice, his warmth, marked the beginning of everything. Within a year, we were married. Our life together felt like a dream. Sunday breakfasts in bed, movie nights filled with laughter, and quiet evenings where we'd plan our future. A house by the lake, 2 children, maybe a dog. He made promises that painted my heart in bright colors. But love can sometimes disguise the darkest storms. It started slowly, small lies, strange silences. He began coming home late, smelling of perfume that wasn't mine. When I'd ask where he'd been, he'd smile and say, "You worry too much, Emily." And I wanted to believe him. I wanted to believe in us. Then one night, I found a receipt. A hotel bill, paid in cash. The date was our wedding anniversary. I stared at it for hours, trying to understand how the man I loved could share our day with someone else. The next morning, I confronted him. He didn't deny it. He just stood there, quiet. Then he said the words that broke me. "She makes me feel alive again, alive again." As if I had been the reason he felt dead inside. I remember falling to the floor, crying until my voice disappeared. The man who once vowed to protect me had shattered me without remorse. He left that day. Packed his things, kissed me on the forehead, and said, "You'll be fine." And then he walked out, taking my peace with him. Days turned into weeks, and my life became a blur of pain. I couldn't eat. Couldn't sleep. Friends tried to comfort me, but nothing filled the void. The silence in the house was unbearable. It was too loud, too empty. One evening, I drove to the park where we used to walk together. I sat on the bench, tears streaming down my face, when an old woman approached me. She sat beside me without a word. For a long while, we just watched the sunset. Then she said, "You know, my dear, sometimes we lose people so we can find ourselves." That stranger's kindness, her simple words, felt like light breaking through my darkness. That night, I made a promise to myself. I wouldn't let his betrayal define me. I would rise. I started going to therapy. I began painting again, something I hadn't done since college. Every brushstroke became a piece of my healing. I painted my pain, my hope, my rebirth. My art became my voice when words failed me. Months later, one of my paintings was featured in a local gallery. People came, admired, asked questions. That night, I realized something powerful. I had turned my heartbreak into art. I had turned my pain into purpose. Then, out of nowhere, Aaron came back. He showed up at my exhibition, looking thinner, older, broken. He told me his new relationship had ended, that he missed me, that he wanted another chance. For a moment, my heart wavered. I saw the man I used to love standing in front of me, but then I remembered all the nights I cried alone, all the pieces I had to pick up myself, all the strength I found without him. So, I looked him in the eye and said softly, "You taught me how to love, Aaron. But you also taught me how to let go." He didn't say anything. He just nodded, tears in his eyes, and walked away. As he left, I didn't feel anger or sadness. I felt peace, the kind that comes from forgiveness. Not for him, but for me. Because forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting what someone did. It means choosing not to let their choices imprison you anymore. Today, I live in a small apartment filled with my paintings. My mornings are quiet but peaceful. I have friends who feel like family, and a heart that finally beats without fear. If there's one thing I've learned, it's that losing everything doesn't mean your story is over. Sometimes, it's the very beginning. Because when love turns into loss, and your world falls apart, you discover something extraordinary, yourself. And that is how I forgave the unforgivable, and found life again.